So you've got a fantastic startup idea. That's awesome. But the idea, that's actually the easy part. What we're diving into today is the engine that actually makes that idea work, your tech stack. We're going to look at the essential tools you absolutely have to get off the ground and, really build for scale. This is the question that keeps founders up at night, right? We see these brilliant ideas all over the place, but so many startups just fizzle out. And what's wild is that a lot of the time, it's not even the idea that's the problem. It's something way more fundamental. And this really gets to the core of the issue. It's not about having a bad idea. It's about not having the right operational tools to actually execute on that idea. I mean, think about it like this. You could have the most amazing design for a Formula One car, but if you don't have the right engine and a killer pit crew, you're not even going to finish the race, let alone win it. All right, so let's get into the good stuff. Section 1 is all about building your product's foundation. This is where we go from that brilliant idea in your head to something real, something people can actually use. Okay, so you've got the idea. Check. But how do you build the thing, right? What are the tools you absolutely need to write the code, keep it all managed, and, get it out there into the world? Well, it really just breaks down into two main pillars. First up, you have your product development tools. That's the how you actually build. And then second, you've got cloud infrastructure. That's the where your product is going to live and run. Let's dig into that first pillar, shall we? Product development tools. I mean, these are the absolute backbone of your product. They're what lets your team work together on code without stepping on each other's toes, and they keep the whole project from turning into chaos.
And the perfect example here, the one everyone knows, is GitHub. What it gives you is this super powerful version control. Think of it like a time machine for your code. Seriously, you can see every single change, who made it, and, this is key, go back in time if something breaks. There's a reason it's the industry standard.
Okay, on to that second pillar, infrastructure. Back in the day, startups had to buy and maintain their own physical servers. Can you imagine? It was crazy expensive and just a massive time sink. The smart way to do it now, and really the only way, is using cloud platforms. They let you deploy instantly and scale up whenever you need to. And when we talk about cloud infrastructure, we're talking about the big players, giants like Amazon Web Services or AWS and DigitalOcean. They basically handle all that complicated, messy server stuff for you. And that means your team can focus on what they're actually good at, building an amazing product. Okay, so you've got your product foundation sorted. That's huge. But remember, a product is built by people. So for our next section, let's talk about how we fuel the team's engine, How do we help them collaborate and just move super fast? And look, this is a massive challenge for any team, but it's especially true for a small startup that's trying to move at lightning speed. So how do you keep everybody on the same page, focused, without just getting totally bogged down in endless meetings and constant confusion? Well, the answer really lies in two different kinds of tools. First, you've got your team collaboration tools. Think Slack or Notion. That's for all your communication and sharing knowledge. And then you have project management tools, like a Jira or a Trello. That's for tracking all the tasks and making sure your roadmap stays on schedule. The magic is they work together to keep the whole team humming. The whole goal here is to create what we call a single source of truth, right? So no more digging through ancient email chains or tapping someone on the shoulder to ask for the latest update. With this setup, everyone knows the plan and everyone knows exactly what their part is. All right, so your team is humming along. Your product is being built. Awesome. Now let's switch gears and talk about the business side of things. Let's talk growth and money. How do we actually go from having users to making revenue? So you've launched. People are actually using your product. That is amazing. But what are they really doing in there? Are they using it the way you thought they would? Which features do they love? And which ones are they totally ignoring? Because here's the thing, you just can't improve what you don't measure. And that's where analytics platforms become absolutely essential. We're talking about tools like Google Analytics or Mixpanel. They give you the hard data to answer all of those questions. It's like having a window where you can watch exactly how people are interacting with your product. And honestly, this is just so important. When you understand user behavior, you can make way smarter decisions about what to build next, what you need to fix, and ultimately just how to make your product better and better. And of course, at the end of the day, a business needs to get paid, right? That's where tools like Stripe are a total game changer. They handle all the complicated stuff for you. We're talking billing, subscriptions, taking payments from anywhere in the world.
It lets you focus on your business. It really is like having an entire finance team in a box.
Okay, we've covered a lot of different tools, but what's the big overarching idea here? What's the philosophy behind all this? Well, that brings us to our final and honestly, most important takeaway, the start simple philosophy.
And here it is, the golden rule. You do not need every shiny new tool on day one. The most successful startups, they begin with a simple, really focused stack that just solves their immediate problems. That's it. They only add more stuff, more complexity, as the company actually grows and needs it.
So why is that so critical? Because your tech stack should exist for one reason: to remove friction, not to create more of it. Its job is to make your team's life easier. The tools have to work for you, not the other way around. Super important to remember that.
So let's say your tech stack is doing its job. It's taking care of all that operational stuff. What does that free you and your team up to focus on? What is the number one thing that matters more than absolutely anything else?
It's this, right here. Every single tool we've mentioned, every strategy, it all boils down to this one single goal: building a product that your users just absolutely love. Because when all is said and done, that's the only thing that really matters. So we'll leave you with this to think about. Your idea? Yeah, it's probably ready to launch. But is your tech stack, is that foundation you're building strong enough to actually support your massive vision?